It's the NBA playoffs on EA Sports. Tonight, Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. We're at Wells Fargo Center, where tonight the Philadelphia 76ers getting set to match up with the New York Knicks. Alongside Jay Williams, I'm Ed Cohen. Jay, you look at the Knicks coming into play. They held their ground in the first two games at their place. Now the test begins as they take the 2-0 lead on the road.
And you know, the first two games held the form, but now the series shifts. So this crowd is going to need to give them everything they can for an advantage. Even though this isn't a must-win, they need to play like it is because you don't want to be down 3-0.
Grayson Allen. Finish that. Another follow. No good.
Because he had no body control. You have to be able to control your body when you attack the rim at full speed. That's part of your concentration. People assume concentration just on the rim, but your body control is everything. Be able to speed yourself up or slow yourself down.
Tobias Harris above the rim. So far, so good.
Didn't take long to get this crowd on their feet, and one of the most undervalued things in sports, the 13th man, the fans. If they get you going in a game, they can help you sustain that energy.
On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
Simmons to Tobias Harris. Throws it down.
An easy two. Get back on defense.
Runner's good there.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Oh, the whistle. Jay, take your... hands off of me.
Welcome to new age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
I'm on D.
Simmons to Embiid. Greg Monroe swats it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
To Dennis Smith Jr. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Dennis Smith Jr. trying to cash in on the three-point play. For his career, 69% at the line.
Hey, good shot.
It's in the hands of Philadelphia. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Free throw, good. Three-point play, gonna tie things up at 7. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Simmons with it. Looking to make something happen. The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk.
I'm telling you right now, with moves like that, scoring is not going to be an issue tonight.
Nice pass to set things up.
Just wait a second, Ed. Wait 1 second. Can we go back to the play before this great play that we just saw? Just because you have a bad offensive possession, you can't allow that to go down and reciprocate itself on the defensive end. One bad play does not make two bad plays. You have to bounce back. That's how you play this game.
A lot of contact, no whistle.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short on the shot.
Short jumper off the mark. Let's see what the Knicks can do here. to Kevin Knox. Fires the three. Kevin Knox forced that one. Well defended. Here's Simmons with it up top. Down just a couple. Oh, Ben Simmons. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
I know this for a fact, Ed. Ben Simmons wanted to channel his inner Bill Russell during the NBA awards as he stood up on that stage accepting that Rookie of the Year trophy, looking down at all the people that hated on him and didn't think that after a year of being injured that he can come back and be the one that everybody thought he could be. One of only 7 players in NBA history to lead his team to 50-plus wins while accepting the Rookie of the Year trophy.
First one, count it. Second one off the mark. He goes 1 for 2. No good, but 2 shots coming up for Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 77% at the line. And he connects on the first free throw.
Oh, you've been in the gym, huh?
So he hits the first, misses the second. Hayden with the basketball. They trail by 2. Couldn't keep.
You know what's coming. Go get him. My ball. Yep.
Cruises inside for 2.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Simmons with it. Down 2. Oh, Ben Simmons. He's now 4 for 6.
My man right there.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Ben Simmons able to recover with the block. And the finish at the rim.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
And the front court comes Simmons. Shot clock's off as they'll search for a tying bucket. Here comes the screen. Bobby Portis sends it away. Finishing inside the paint on that one. He'll let one fly from half court. That's the end of one here in game number 3. We're back with more after this. You're watching the Eastern Conference Finals on EA Sports. Time to turn the page after a close first quarter.
You know what's coming. Go get him. Get down.
It's a turnover as they head the other way.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Sixers control it. Brunson to Allen. Grayson Allen powers it through.
See, Ed, that's what I love. You don't need to conserve your energy. You attack that rim with ferocity. You always set the tone.
Defense, let's go.
To Dennis Smith Jr. Here's a chance from long range. Can't connect. It's no good. Taj Gibson, 3 for 3 in this first half.
I was expecting the dish there, but way to fake that one and lay that one in.
To Tobias Harris.
I got him. I got ball.
Wide open look, won't go. To Dennis Smith Jr. Sixers with the rebound. Grayson Allen to Brunson. Goes reverse to lay it in.
And the defense keeps sticking to those flare screens. Just don't flare out to the three-point line. Flare to the rim for a lob.
To Dennis Smith Jr. For 3. Dennis Smith Jr. is going to get a chance at 3 here. Hasn't missed yet. Off the mark on the first free throw. Second of three is good.
Good shot.
Misses the last one. 1 for 3 trip. Grayson Allen to Brunson. And count the basket.
Guard you.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Lock up.
To Monroe. Short jumper won't go down.
Wait on it. I got ball. Let's go. Pick him up.
Brunson. Jumper's good.
What a pass. I have no clue how that ball even made it through the traffic.
New York in control of the basketball.
Watch that cutter. Double.
To Dennis Smith Jr. Beyond the arc for 3. Can't connect.
Let's go. Let's play deep.
To Tobias Harris.
You got it.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Coach of the Knicks signals for a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter.
Be alert. Be alert. Here it comes. Be alert.
Smith.
Let's roll.
Oh, nice find for the basket.
Showing you why he belongs here in this league with the best of the best. Efficient scoring out of the rookie here tonight.
Oh, no, he can't guard you out there.
Brunson to Tobias Harris. He throws it down.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Possession lies with New York. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Free throw good, a 3-point play as they move in front here just before the break.
I got ball. I got him. What's up?
Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for. So the two teams will head to the locker room as we reach the break here in game number 3. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports halftime report. Jalen.
The Knicks are in a tight battle after 2 quarters. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the New York Knicks. The 76ers are keeping things competitive after 2 quarters. And that deficit is a negative, of course. Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
I got ball.
Count it.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Wait on it. Go.
Sixers have the basketball. Greg Monroe with a piece. Couldn't keep it in. It's out off Greg Monroe. Grayson Allen. From the outside, no good.
Don't let him split. Double. Got him. Trap. Got him. Yep.
No good.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
And Ed, here's my offensive theory. More touches, more points. This is a fast-paced league. Either the coaches adapt or you'll be left behind.
Simmons into the front court. The deficit now up to 5. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
So many times we get on a defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Wait on it. We go. Trap this. Come on, we got it.
To Marcus Morris. Monroe. That out of his range and no good. Simmons with it. His guys now down by a point. Chance here for the process.
Hey, check up. Let's go.
Down low to Monroe. Stuffs it down with authority. Gotta love the rim rockers.
Gotta be careful, though. Don't hang on the rim too long. You might get a tee.
Philadelphia with the basketball. Simmons to Embiid. Shot from the lane won't go. The follow won't go either.
Get the ball. I like this double team right now. Make it pick it up.
And scores.
Guard up.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
To Simmons.
Hands up. Cut it.
Lets it fly from long range and knocks it down. Jay, the defender, tough to gamble that time beyond the arc.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Here's Simmons with it up top. His guys trail now by 4. The Knicks secure the rebound. Into the front court comes Smith. He'll run the offense. And throws it down.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. It's in the hands of Philadelphia. Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way.
Take care of the ball.
Tobias Harris snatching it out of the air.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Richardson to Simmons. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Simmons with it. The margin standing now at 7. To Horford. Doesn't have the touch. No good. To Monroe. It goes down.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. The pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
First free throw is good. Able to convert on both free throws. To Taj Gibson. Taj Gibson. The defense is really going to have to start paying attention. He's 5 for 5 for the field. Sixers control it.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they can be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Into the front court comes Simmons. His guys down by 9. Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
As a rookie last year, Ben Simmons averaged 16 points a game and posted 12 triple-doubles, the second most by any rookie in NBA history. Or was last year really his rookie year? We can debate that one later.
From long range, contested shot, Marcus Morris can't hit. Fires the 3, buries it on the catch and shoot.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they can be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Knicks with the basketball. A bad pass as the Sixers come up with this steal.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
Driving right to the basket. Right through the heart of the defense. The layup is good.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Oh, good offense, beating good defense.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Horford. There it is, Al Horford. Looking good, 4 for 5. Deep 3 at the buzzer. 3 quarters down, the Knicks have the lead. It's been a compelling game so far.
We know what's coming. Go get him.
New York Knicks basketball.
That's me. I got it.
To Monroe. That's toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
Look at that, calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys watch those. Nice extra move there.
To Tobias Harris. Grayson Allen. Missed a wide open look. Going to launch beyond the arc. Had made his first couple, but he misses there. Sixers have the basketball. Simmons. To Tobias Harris. Kyle O'Quinn here against Taj Gibson. They have to keep him in their grasp.
I know there are refs on the court all the time, but it doesn't mean they can see every play. Maybe defensively, grab his jersey, step on his toe, do something to kind of change up his pace.
Simmons into the front court. His guys now trailing by a point. Tobias Harris above the rim.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Nothing going here on that drive. Harris to Richardson. Here comes the screen. Goes to the left side. Richardson. They go down low to Simmons. Taj Gibson sends it away.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Wraps him up. That's intentional. And the ref calls it.
Okay, now look over to the sideline and see what the staff is trying to draw up on the next play. That's good clock management thus far.
Simmons with it. Down a point. He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
Now a whistle, and we'll get a timeout for the Knicks. They trail by 1. Who's it going to be as they get ready for the final shot? Perfect feed to set up the basket. Now a whistle and a timeout for Philadelphia. Let's see what they come up with. Down a point here in the final minute. Timeout here for the Knicks. They trail by 2. And the question, do they look for the tie in overtime? Or do they go for it all with a 3? Deep 3 at the buzzer. Yes! 3 for the win at the buzzer. My goodness! It came down to one shot. He stepped up and buried it to win the ball game.
Jalen Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Knicks gave us one of the most exhilarating plays in all of sports. The buzzer beater. Great shot to win the game. Check out the leading scores for the New York Knicks. The 76ers must be devastated after such a close loss. And while they didn't win the game, they could have won a dunk contest. They put down plenty of slams in this matchup. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Game track. 3-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, that does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.
is dribble too much. The one looked like they were trying out for a dunk contest last night. Let's check out these highlights. Whew! It takes a lot of confidence to throw it down like that. This coach dribbled too much, and I'm out.